up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Creative Crypto Show. I'm going to give it just a moment to populate here on Facebook. I want to check my audio. Show. Boom. Audio is working. All right, we are live in the group. What is up, everybody? If you are listening to this in the group, in the Creative Crypto Facebook group, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you'd like to join this live broadcast, just click the link directly above. Let me make sure I put it on here. I did. So the Zoom link directly above, you can check it out there. And then, yeah. All right. So that link is there. Just click on that. If you would like to, if you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to join us in the group where the Zoom link is, you can do that. You just got to come and join the group first. creativecrypto.group will get you there, or you can just click the link down in the YouTube video description. So either way, I got to stop moving around because when I move, I get a little bit blurred. Now, it didn't even do it that time. What's up with that? Anyway, now it does it. It's the slow moves. It's the slow moves that tries to follow me around. It makes it blurry. All right, I'll stop. So welcome to the show. We're going to talk a little bit of crypto today, cover what's going on in the market cap. Let's see, what are we talking about today? Three important things that you need to know about. Number one, the Department of Justice has arrested over 2,300 child sex traffickers. We're going to talk about that. This literally happened yesterday. We're going to talk about that and how they're making their way to what we would call the child pedo ringleaders, and how that is directly connected to cryptocurrency and the price of cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. We're also going to talk about the crypto fire sale that's going on right now. It is a great time to accumulate your favorite coins because everything is in the red. Actually, I haven't even looked at the market since yesterday, but yesterday everything was double-digit red. So that's what we're going to cover. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to give you the code word for those of you who would like me to send you some free Litecoin. I do a Litecoin giveaway on every one of these episodes. So I'll give you the code word for that you will need to claim your $10 worth of free Litecoin. All right, that's what's on the agenda for today. We're going to try to get through this, keep it as short and sweet as possible. Phone's ringing. I'll have to get back to you. Sorry. So let's see. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you popping on and watching. All right, let's dive into this. I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to check out what's going on with the market. All right, got the screen. So you guys should be able to see my screen now. I'm just going to come over here to coinmarketcap.com, hit refresh, because that was since yesterday. Oh, I see a lot of green. All right, so let's see what's actually going on in the market today. Let's take a look. The market cap right now is 275 billion. Yesterday, the market cap was 273 billion. So we grew by a couple billion. That's good. 24-hour volume is up a little bit as well, 16.6 billion. We were at 15 billion flat yesterday. The total number of cryptocurrencies is the exact same as it was yesterday, 1,628. Bitcoin dominance is down by 0.5%. It was 40.6 yesterday, and then today it is 40.1. So 40.1. That's what's going on. If we look at the change 24-hour column and just kind of do a quick scroll down, you'll see that there's a good mix of red and green. So let's just sort by the biggest losers. And it looks like we have about 24 of the coins, maybe a little bit more than that, are still in the red. Now, the biggest loser on this site is only down 7%, so not even double digits. So you can ignore what I said at the beginning of the show about this being an all red day and the perfect time to buy, because it's not. It's primarily a green day. So this show is done in real time. I had not actually looked at the market since last night, so obviously we've had a little bit of a change. Let's take a look at the upside. All sports, number 86 coin, that is the biggest gainer for the last 24 hours, up almost 20%. SIA coins up double digits, Digix DAO up double digits, Ethos up double digits, Substratum up 10%. So yeah, that's what's going on. We got a lot of green. Those of you, we've been in the red for the last few days, and those of you that know, that have listened to the show for any length of time, probably know and understand my philosophy and kind of what I look for to know how are we going, when do we move from a downward trend to an upward trend? How do we know that we're going back up? What I like to look for is a three days of all green. So today is the first green day in a few. We've had a lot of red days. And so if tomorrow is another green day and then the next day is another green day, then that to me is a sign that we're not going down anymore for the time being. We're on an upward trend. We've shifted the direction of the trend. Now, I do think that we are kind of still in an accumulation phase, and we might remain in that accumulation phase for who knows how long. It will kind of depend. But we're on the brink of an upward movement. I talked about this a little bit last week, that we're, and gave a few different reasonings why I believe that. Number one, multiple governments around the world are on the brink of replacing their currency, and they're going to a cryptocurrency. And so this isn't just one government that's talking about it. This is multiple governments that are talking about it. None of them are fully in any cryptocurrency, but when that day comes, you better believe that we're going to see a draft when all, rising tide raises all ships. So all of them will benefit from that. There's also more and more big money going into crypto. We're seeing this just still, even in the over-the-counter market. A lot of the biggest, largest Bitcoin buys and crypto buys are happening right now, even though we're not seeing them all here on a website like CoinMarketCap, because this website is driven by the transaction prices, the buy-sell prices from the exchanges. This is connected to all of the exchanges. It monitors and says, okay, where are people buying this online? But here's the problem with that. That's what makes, the averages come out, and that's what makes this particular price on the site. But the issue with that is not everybody buys their Bitcoin from an exchange. Some of it's from peer-to-peer, and especially the really large, the whale-sized transactions, those are happening more so often than not peer-to-peer, not through an exchange. And so what's happening is, even though you can't fully see it by just looking at crypto market cap, lots of money is going into crypto right now. This is an accumulation phase. It's going to pop, all right? So now still is a really good time to get in, just so you're aware of that. If you look at the technical analysis side of things, we are nearing a breakout point one way or the other. And I don't bring a lot of technical analysis talk to this show, just because there's value in it for sure. It helps give you that kind of well-rounded picture. At least it fills in some of the gaps for me, but I don't make my investment decisions based on technical analysis. I think that's kind of silly, actually, because I know how the market price is derived and how it's actually, arrived at. And I know that there's a lot of manipulation in multiple ways that's happening to arrive at that market price. And so there's just too many factors going on for me to place my bets and make my decisions based only on technical analysis. So for those of you that don't know, there's two types of analysis. You got technical analysis and you got fundamental analysis. I prefer fundamental analysis over the technical side, but I do look at the technical analysis guys, and I know a little bit I can look at charts and, know a little bit and kind of see the different patterns, but I'm not one of the guys that draws, I'm not drawing the lines and the trends and the channels and all of that on the things every day. So there's that. And then also just watching the news. If you watch the news, there's lots of good news, and whenever you look at it, you can kind of get an idea. If you look at the actual news that's coming out, if it's all good news, that means a lot of big money is in, and like they're preparing to bring the masses in. They're wanting to bring the masses in. And that means two things. Number one, it means we're likely going to see the price go up, but it also means we're likely going to see the price kind of correct pretty nastily after that happens. Nastily, I don't even know if that's a word. But that's kind of an indicator, and that's one of the things that happens whenever you see all good news. You see all bad news, it means that we're probably not at risk of a manipulated crash, right? The price is being suppressed with the bad news, and so the big money is accumulating. That's what's happening. And so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the world of manipulation just by looking at the crypto news headlines, because the manipulators have a lot of power when it comes to news and announcements, and news and announcements have a lot of driving power in the price. Not the only factor, but they have a lot of weight. They put a lot of weight on that. So that's what's going on in the market. Let's actually take a look briefly at gold and silver. I'm going to go to Trading View charts, and we're going to take a look at a couple of different ones. The first one is the bond market. We see more sell-offs today from yesterday. So, I mean, there's nothing really changing right there. This is, I mean, look at this sell-off from like the last year or more. It's been just constant, just dump. The reason that we look at this, for those of you that don't already know, the BND, this is the Vanguard Total Bond Market. All right, this is the ETF fund of that. This is a good representation of the US dollar, the value of the US dollar, because the US dollar is debt. The Vanguard Total Bond Market that's essentially how the dollars they come into existence. And so this is a good representation of it. The dollar is crashing. Once the dollar is fully gone, which it will be fully like worth zero at some point in time in the future. And as that happens, the price of crypto should be going up. Now, it's not, they are directly related, and that's the way that it should be. However, that's not the way that it will be 100% of the time, because here's the thing that you got to remember. They're talking, I mentioned this on yesterday's show, they're talking about, really getting Bitcoin futures and ETFs in place. Well, that just gears up for even more market manipulation. And so to drag the process out, the plan is to take down the banks. Like, the banks are going away. The old monetary system, like we're just kind of milking it and dragging it out. It's been dragging out for like the last 10 years. Should have been dead 10 years ago, but it wasn't. And we've just been kind of delaying the inevitable. We're in the beginning stages of that collapse actually taking place. And so we should see the value of gold rising, the value of silver rising, and the value of cryptos rising as this chart goes down. However, since there's manipulation on all sides, we might not see that. But ultimately, that's the way it's going to go. Over time, if you look at, if you're looking this today compared to a year from now, you'll see that trend. As this goes down, crypto, gold, silver goes up. But in the short-term window, if you're looking on a weekly or monthly basis, or even 2-3 monthly basis, you might not see that because they're playing games. That's just part of it. So just so we're aware of what's going on, and we look at this price every day just to kind of see where it's at. Yesterday was 78.98. Today it's 78.75. So not much change there. Let's look at silver. See what the change is. I keep typing on the wrong keyboard. Silver for today is at 17.11. Yesterday, silver was at 16.86. So nice little upward trend going on with silver right now. It's good. Those of you that have silver. I'm a big fan of silver. You guys didn't know. Typing on the wrong computer again. I keep doing that. I got 2 screens, 2 keyboards going here, and I keep typing the wrong keyboard. Let's look at gold, see what's happening there. Gold is at 1303. Yesterday it was at 1294. So we have broken above the 1300 mark again, this little green line right here. I was saying back here that once we came above the 1300, I don't think we're going to go below 1300 again. And we had a nice little run up, but then we did. We had this sell off, and we did go below 1300. This is this is a good buying opportunity. Hopefully some of you guys had, got a chance to get some gold in here. We are now back above that 1,300 mark. Again, in the short term, because everything is so electronically manipulated in these markets, I mean, we don't know for sure. I don't see it going back going back below the 1,300 mark again. Until we're fully above it. I mean, we don't know for sure, but that's just kind of my take on it. So that's where we're at in bond, gold, and silver. World news, I do want to just pull this up right quick. I haven't posted any of these in the groups, but let me just type in Department of Justice Operation Broken Heart. So this is the news, justice.gov. This is from earlier, 2 days ago, actually. More than 2,300 suspected online child sex offenders have been arrested during Operation Broken Heart. The Department of Justice today announced the arrest of more than 2,300 child sex offenders during a 3-month nationwide operation conducted by Internet Crimes Against Children task forces. These task forces identified 195 offenders who either produced child pornography or committed child sexual abuse, and 383 children who suffered recent, ongoing, or historical sexual abuse of production of child pornography. All right, so I'm not going to read this whole article, but it's pretty short. If you want to go to, I'll put the link in the group if you want, or just Google it. I might not actually, this isn't directly related to crypto, and new people in there might be like, what the hell does this have to do with crypto? So I might not actually post this in the group, but I might, who knows. But it's here if you want, just Google Justice Department or Department of Justice Operation Broken Heart, because that's what it's called. So this is a big deal. And why is this such a big deal, and how is it connected to crypto? Well, it's such a big deal because Department of Justice, well, let's just do this. Let's see when they got involved in the cryptos. Justice cryptocurrency. So let's see, on May 24th, so just a couple of weeks ago, Department of Justice is investigating cryptocurrency price manipulation. Let's see, we got CoinDesk, Next Website, Bloomberg. We'll go with CoinDesk. So this happened on May 24th. So about 3 weeks ago. U.S. Department of Justice, the CFTC probe crypto market manipulation. Okay, so the Department of Justice is the criminal leg of this government of the branch. Like they do criminal investigations. All right, they're different than the other crypto regulation type things. The SEC. Their security, they determine if things are securities or not. And the Department of Justice is criminal investigation stuff. So they deal with criminal stuff. And all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, they came into the cryptos and they're investigating a couple things. The price manipulation of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The reason that's important is because Ethereum is a very, like, whenever they're looking into it, they're very much, Ethereum is one of the largest Ethereum holders is a company called Block One. Block One is the company that owns EOS, which is one of the top cryptocurrencies that just launched. And so they have most of the Ethereum because as they were selling the EOS ICO and the token, before it actually went live at the beginning of this month, they were only taking payment for it in Ethereum. So if you wanted to get it, you had to get it through Ethereum. Now you can trade it, change it for Bitcoin or whatever. But for a while, that was how you got it. You paid in Ethereum. And so they have a lot of, like, $4 billion worth of Ethereum. We're not talking a small amount, a very large amount. And so they're in a position for easy manipulation. Did they sell any of that stuff? Have they sold it? Will they be dumping it? Is the plan just to hold it and then let EOS fail, and then because EOS and Ethereum are direct competitors, and if EOS fails, Ethereum is going to go through the roof. All of the EOS money is going to go back into Ethereum. Well, the price of Ethereum is going to go up. Who's the largest holder of Ethereum? Block One. So the people that run, so that may or may not be the plan, but the way that they're connected and how it's tied in here is through the owners and the founders and the creators of Block One. And that is Brock Pierce. Brock Pierce is involved in that. Brock Pierce, for those that don't know, is also, he's one of the, what I would call ringleaders in the pedo community. He's not the main one. He's not, and it's all old charges, but when he was busted several years ago, I don't know the dates, I don't have them in my head, but you can Google Brock Pierce pedophile case and you can find all of the court documents, the arrest warrant. It's in Spanish, you'll have to translate it. You can find all of this stuff. When he was accused, him and two other of his partners, they had this company called DEN, D-E-N, Digital Entertainment Network, several years ago. And it was a ring for little boys. Like they would molest and rape. Like it was just this, it was not a good thing. There's a movie made about it called An Open Secret. You can see all of that just by doing some Google search. So I briefly talked about this scenario in the past, but here's kind of where it's getting connected, because now the Department of Justice is involved. They're obviously going after child pedo. Like that is, if you read the article, like that's their mission. That's what they're going after. And they're not done yet. Like they're just getting started. This is like the tip of the iceberg. And so it's awesome. It's a great progress, great victory for the Department of Justice. But now they're going to be going after the bigger ones. There's a lot of, and a lot of the big names, this is just prerequisite for a lot of, not prerequisite, but just like the early stages, kind of a foreshadowing of what's to come. We're going to see a lot more famous names that you probably didn't even think about or consider to be involved in this type of thing, but they are. So more of that news is going to come out. So my point back to Brock Pierce, when he was accused several years ago, him and a few others ran off to Spain, which is where they were arrested. And you can pull up and see you can read the exact arrest warrant. When they were arrested, what was confiscated was, number one, a lot of cash, a lot of money, but then also the largest stash of child pornography at the time that had ever been seized, ever been taken. So that, it's all there. So that's the guys that own and run that own Block One, and then basically have a lot of say in EOS and US. And so since they are so directly connected, since the Department of Justice is involved now and they're looking directly at the coin that is next to it, it's getting really close. Department of Justice is in there, involved around in the same rings of things going on that, with the people that are directly connected to the crypto stuff. So this affects crypto because, if they were to come in, and the next announcement from the Department of Justice was we've, got Brock Pierce or whoever else that's involved, then that could damage significantly the price of EOS, which could significantly affect the price of Ethereum, which could significantly affect the price of a lot of the other cryptos. And so that's what's going on there. In terms of other world news, Trump and Kim Jong-un had their meeting the last few days ago, and it went well. And I'm not going to go into the specifics of it. I'm still reading up on that and kind of catching up. There's, just like when anything like this happens, there is a lot of stuff coming from both sides. And I don't like to just jump to judgments and conclusions unless I feel comfortable knowing what actually was talked about and happened, and, what news is being manipulated or, shaped in any way. And so I'm still discovering what I believe to be truth as a result of that. However, what I do know and willing to say at this point is we're one step closer to world peace, which will also directly impact the cryptos in a very big way. Because when no money is going into the world, to the war, because wars aren't really happening, then that money's going somewhere else. And crypto is going to be a beneficiary of that in a big time way. So that's going on. In terms of what is going on in the crypto world, I mean, there's lots of news every day about what's going on, but nothing really significant that is making a big price change. Now's a good buying opportunity. That's what I would tell you. Now is a good time to buy. We're having what I would consider a flash sale. Everything is down. Every one of my coins that I've bought, I'm accumulating more of the ones that I believe in, because everything is down at the moment. So that's what's going on. Let's see, what's the code word for today's Litecoin giveaway? I'm going to call the code word for today will be DOJ. DOJ. All right, it stands for Department of Justice. Just since that was the topic of today's call or show, that will be the keyword. So when you watch, if you click the link, if you want your free Litecoin, click the other YouTube link. I explain how to go and get your Litecoin wallet set up, and then how to send your receiver ID to me. And when you do that, use the code word in the subject line, DOJ, and I will know that you watched this episode. And you got to submit your request within 24 hours of this video being uploaded to YouTube. Once 24 hours has passed, the offer for free crypto in this video has expired. So that is what is going on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, pop back over into the group, see if we have any questions there. Let's see who we got. So several of you guys are here. Jessica's here, Sarah's here, Chan, Jennifer, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but either way, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and we'll talk to you all soon. There will be no show tomorrow. I will be on an airplane, just so you are all aware. So tomorrow's crypto show is not going to happen. I'll be back on Monday, and hopefully it's been all green since then, and we're all making money and doing well and having fun. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.